no surprise why Morgan and I are here talking about the game. As great lovers of Ratchet and Clank. We've seen various levels of the game over about the past year. Where are we now in All for One, and what's the setting?
Sure. This is Luminopolis City, which is on planet Iliac, and this is where we kick off the game. Oh. It's our training level in a lot of ways, but it's a training level that's set up against a big backdrop of story and events that are happening as you play through.
And so Ratchet has traditionally been this single-player experience where you are, going through the story by yourself. How do you translate that into a co-op experience?
Right. We've wanted to make a game that simply let you play Ratchet and Clank together for a long time. And, we sat down at our first brainstorming session for All for One, and we knew we had an idea when we left the session with more ideas than we could possibly execute. So for All for One, we really started out, to make a Ratchet game. We started with the delicious core of a Ratchet title, the story and the weapons. But then to that, we kind of, built the camera from the ground up to support a co-op experience that you could jump into with your friends.
Actually, I want to talk about the camera, because that really is one of the hardest things you can do. I think you played the first Little Big Planet, and you're like, oh yeah,
right.
The camera pulls back too far. I mean, what is the camera doing here? And I've gathered that the camera positioning is also allowed for the graphics to kind of pop in a way that's different than usual Ratchet and Clank games.
Sure, we think of it as a director's cam, and so for us, this has been like an opportunity to really frame the backdrop the way we want to. It's like a great device to show players big events that we might not have been able to achieve previously, but the camera also works very hard to keep everybody on screen together. And we've also added a few mechanics that let the group, do a little more work themselves to stay together. For example, you can do a hook shot to another player anytime, or you can do a sprint just to quickly get up together with the rest of the group. And, all that taken together means that you kind of get into this mode of team play where everybody really is sharing the camera and kind of sharing the experience together.
Now, if you don't actually have three friends, if you are looking for a more solo experience, you're still going to be able to play the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, we wouldn't, leave the single-player experience behind by any stretch. And in fact, the cool thing about playing single-player in All for One is that we give you Ratchet with a Clank pack. So Clank is going to ride, in the classic Ratchet style on your back most of the time, but when you're in combat or when you need help, he jumps off and, dynamically moves to help you. And that's what we've tried for, like an AI that really is there to help you, that you want to play through the game with, instead of an AI that's getting in the way too much.
Obviously, caring is sharing, and there's no I in team. But Dr. Nefarious is there, and
right.
Quark's an idiot who only cares about himself.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, you do have to work together in some cases, but there are ways that you want to try to just benefit yourself in the course of the game.
Yes, absolutely. We think of it as reward yourself while you're working together. And so what we mean by that is the game supports cooperative play, there's no doubt. You work with your friends, but you're also trying to get the most bolts. So, right now this group is competing to get as many bolts as they possibly can. And the winner at the end of a segment is going to be able to buy the best weapons first. So that leads to bragging rights. I've got a rocket launcher. You guys have nothing but blasters. So you get to be the cool person on the team for a while, and you also get to be the envy of your friends.
Okay, so weapons are always been a huge part of the Ratchet series, and we're going to have some crazy weapons this time too.
Of course, yes. We love thinking of weapon ideas. We spend a lot of time doing this, probably an unusual amount of time, but it's fun for us. We've got the Critter Strike, which we're throwing at E3, kind of tapping into our long tradition of weapons that let you change things into other things. So this time you can change enemies into a T-Rex or a pig or a sheep. We really kind of open it up this time around.
A T-Rex or a pig. That's a nice, vast swamp.
Depending on how you want to play, right?
T-Rexes sound dangerous. I don't think that's a good idea.
When you say that you can buy weapons, I mean, so obviously people can mix and match their arsenals. Not everyone's really on the same playing field all the time.
That's right. We really support a couple different play styles. You could elect to upgrade the same weapon along with the rest of your team if you all coordinate and buy the same thing. And with that, when you target the same enemy with that weapon, you get a giant co-op overload effect that increases the power of the weapon you're using. But at the same time, maybe you want to specialize a little bit. Maybe you want to be the guy who's really good at stunning enemies. And so you can upgrade that weapon and kind of specialize on the team, hold enemies in place while the rest of your friends pile it on, with the rest of their arsenal. So, yeah.
All right. When is it coming out?
It's coming out October 18th.
Yay! Yay!